Okay, so this weekend is Labor Day weekend. Labor Day has always kind of been sort of a measuring stick for summer's end. Now granted, summer really doesn't end till around August 21st, but I think for all practical purposes, Labor Day is the cutoff point. Many parks and summer events have Labor Day be their last day of business. Whatever schools haven't started already seem to start the day after Labor Day. So that's why I say that. And I've worked my job for what is now 18 years. And for about the last 3, I've been getting most holidays off because just enough people have retired to make it so about age 33 or 4, I finally started to get, I've had that job since I was 18 years old. And it's amazing that it took that long. But yeah, I was about 33, 34 when I finally started to get... So most of the last 3 years I've had holidays off, with very few exceptions. I mean, yeah, working a holiday wasn't all that bad because you'd get the holiday pay and time and a half to work. But, I don't know, I'm 37 years old. I've got 3 children. I'd like to spend a holiday with them, my wife too, if I can, rather than go to work, even for a little extra pay. But, no, it's a situation where, the overnight shift, it's like any other shift. Sometimes empty societies ask questions about overnight shift, and sometimes it's not that busy. He liked it that I made those blogs a couple days ago where I just drove around in a truck, and it was pretty much easy work. But, it has to be done. And that's kind of how overnight shift goes. What's nice about it is there aren't as many people looking over your shoulder. You don't have that many high-end staff. You don't have supervisors and commissioners and this, that, and the other thing. You get one staff supervisor who mostly tells you what to do when you do it. And if you have a reputation of doing your job, they don't even check it. I think I'm one of those guys that if I say it's done, it's done. They don't really double check me too much. But I think on a first shift, there's just so many people that have to justify their job, you're going to get cross-examined anyway. So that would be one of the disadvantages of being on an earlier shift. One of the disadvantages of being on overnight is if somebody on first shift calls in, you get what they call mandatoried, where you work a double. Sometimes you work right up till 4 o'clock in the afternoon from 11 p.m. at night the night before. Sometimes they let you out about 2, 3 o'clock if it's not that busy. Sometimes it's a very hard double shifting, and sometimes you're just there for another 8 hours. So it just depends on what they have going. But if somebody misses on first shift, somebody on third is staying. And I really don't ever refuse a mandatory, so as a result, I get called a lot. I think sometimes I might skip people ahead of me that sometimes refuse so that they know it won't be refused. Now, if somebody on third shift calls in, they usually don't hold somebody on second unless they've got heavy work for us. If it's just a routine day, we just have to go with one less guy. They don't do that to first shift. So, like I said, there's some pros and cons. But there's not as much supervision and not as much... well, when you have too many chiefs and not enough Indians, so to speak, what ends up happening is people don't agree and something just gets in gridlock and nothing gets done at all because 2 people who are of about equal authority don't agree and they have to talk it over. The rest of us stand there with a shovel for 3 hours until they decide. And then sometimes we just throw our shovels in the truck and drive back to headquarters. We'll do this tomorrow. Or first shift will do it. Well, if it came that way. Alright, That's my take on Labor Day weekend and overnight shift.